everybody. Today we're going to be talking about what our family has chosen to use this year for pre-K. Let's get started. Hi, my name is Emily and welcome back to my channel, Loving My Littles. If you're new here, I'm a homeschooling mama who taught at a private school for 5 years, and now I'm at home teaching my own 3 kiddos. You know, it's time to start the new year, and I personally love the planning and preparing and getting ready for a new year. I just love that fresh start. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to show you our choices for pre-K this year. But this has come after a lot of praying and researching and planning. And so that's what I want to encourage you to do, because just because I show you these things does not mean that this is the best fit for everyone. I realize that there's different families and different kids with different dynamics. And so you really need to find out how your kid learns and then try to find a curriculum or work and materials that would best fit their learning style and help them learn best. So I would encourage you to really think about that, and don't just jump on the bandwagon of whatever's new or cool or what your friend's doing, but research it and make sure that it's the right fit for your kids. I mean, you want to set them up for success. All right, so I am going to show you what we're using for pre-K this year, just to give you some ideas of something that you might want to look into for your child and see if it'll be a right fit for them. Now, my daughter is 4.5. She's getting ready to turn 5 in January. And so we did some schoolwork with her last year, but even though I had all these plans for curriculum and things for her to do at 3, I realized throughout the year that, you know, we did a little bit of that stuff, but she seemed to really learn best with hands-on, with learning through activities and learning through play and things like that. And so we let her just kind of use a lot of different games and things to learn. And that's how we taught her throughout the year. And she seemed to really do great with that. So I am doing a little bit of work this year that I want to show you, but I also want to show you some neat things that we're adding into just her pre-K schedule throughout the day to really help her learn this year and to really prepare her for kindergarten. So I'm really excited to show you. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so like I said, I am doing just a little bit of curriculum. I have my box here. This is how we keep their stuff organized. She has her own box with her name on it, and I can make a video later about that, of kind of how we keep our school stuff organized, because we don't have a schoolroom. We have a little bitty area where we've got a bookcase and stuff set up, and then the rest of it is in the dining room. So we don't have a lot of space to work with, but we make it work. So this is her box, and I'll show you some of the things that are inside here. The first thing I want to show you is her handwriting. And so we are using the good and the beautiful this year again for handwriting. And so we have used that last year in the past, and both of my kiddos seem to really like it. And it definitely, I could tell a huge difference with my little girl as she was learning those fine motor skills with the doodles and pre-writing for littles. Now this is part 2. She's already done part 1, and to be honest, she's already almost finished with part 2. We done it some throughout the summer, and so we only have a little bit left, but she really enjoys working in this. And so we're going to be starting, when she finishes this, we're going to be starting handwriting level K from the Good and the Beautiful. And even though it's kindergarten level, I've looked through it and I really think she can do it. It's the next step up after the pre-writing and doodles book. And so I'm excited to have her try it. And if she has trouble with it, then we can just lay off and do something else until she's ready. But I do have it ready to go for her. So we're really excited to use this great resource again this year. All right, so the next thing I want to mention are the reading readiness paces from A.C.E. And so we used A.C.E. for our kindergarten phonics program, and I plan on using it for her next year when she starts kindergarten. These are the reading readiness paces. They are books that come before you start doing your ABCs with A.C. and Christy. So it's from Accelerated Christian Education, also called A.C.E. And I am planning on using these this year. To be honest, I probably won't use these every day. And the reason is they come with a large actually multiple large manuals. And so it's definitely, if you want something scripted for you to be able to read, that's the choice for you, because you could just read it to them. But it takes me a while. It's because it's a one-on-one. That's pretty much all it is one-on-one between her and I, unless I can leave her coloring a picture or something. But I need to tell her what to do on every page. And so while I do believe it's a good curriculum and she seems to learn a lot in it, with a 2-year-old and a first grader and a lot of new things that we're trying this year with co-ops and music lessons and different things, I don't have as much one-on-one time this year as I used to. So we'll probably incorporate this a little bit throughout our day, but I don't expect us to do all 12 books. There's 12 books in every single one of these. Math, English, social studies, and science. There's even a word building page that's mostly the animal story pictures. And so they learn great things, how to find words that start, with the letter that you're learning about, or math, finishing the sequence pattern, or matching, or shapes, and even social studies and science, learning about policemen and how the church works and tools that doctors use. And so there's a lot of great things in here, and I do plan to use them this year. It's just, it probably won't be every single day. It'll be when I have some time that I can devote to her one-on-one. But I did want to show you because we really like A.C.E, and so I'm planning on using this in addition to a few other things. All right, next we have our workbooks. And so I have 2 workbooks that these are probably going to be a lot of the majority of our book work is going to come from these workbooks. I found these, I looked through some, and I really liked how these looked. We're going to be doing my big preschool workbook. It's for ages 3 to 5. It has more than 250 activities. And so you learn about letters, numbers, colors, shapes, counting, opposites, directions, and coloring. And so there's a lot of neat things in here. It's a lot of things that she needs to know for kindergarten, but it's like manageable. And so it's things that I can tell her what she needs to do on a page. And a lot of it, I can give it to her, tell her what needs to happen, and let her go ahead and do it on her own. And I can go have her brother read to me. I can go throw in a little laundry, take care of my 2-year-old. And so this will definitely come in handy for us. So I'm excited to use this. And then we have this pre-kindergarten workbook. It's a little bit more advanced. I would say maybe for that, K4 to starting to get into kindergarten. This is reading, writing, and math. And so it's a lot more of kind of writing your letters and, a lot of that fine motor skills, a lot of sequence, recognizing letters. And so it was a little more advanced, but I definitely liked the activities that were in it as well. So these are kind of our main book work, is just these workbooks. And I really think it will help her out this year, and I'm excited for us to use it. All right, I also want to show you what we're using for Bible this year. And so I did briefly mention this in the first grade video, but this year we are using something from Not Consumed Ministries. We're using one of their Bible studies. They have quite a few Bible studies, and this is our first time using one, but I've heard great things, so I'm really excited. This is Fruit of the Tongue, a biblical study on the power of words. And so I have the primary book for the youngest ages, and I even have the parent guide. And what I really like about this is that they ask questions, but they don't have them answer through writing words. Because, my 4-year-old still doesn't know how to do that yet. And my first grader is just in the basic stages of it. But they actually have them answer the questions that I will ask them through the book by drawing a picture. And so my son loves to draw, my daughter loves to draw, and it's something that's more on their level. So they're answering it, but they're doing it through pictures. Their books go from the primary ages all the way up. They have different books for different age kids. And so you could do it as a family subject as well. So we're really excited to try this Bible study from Not Consumed Ministries. So that's kind of our book work that we're doing. But we do plan on using other things for preschool. Like I have this, my first learning folder, and we use this actually for her, my daughter, when she was even younger, when she probably was an older 2-year-old, definitely when she was 3. And so I got this off of A.C.E. I can try to find it and put a link in the description below. It did take a lot of time to cut it all out because they send it as a file, and so you print it and cut it all out, but it's been worth it because my daughter has used this, and I even pulled it out to get it ready for this video, and she was like, hey, I wanna do that, I wanna do that. So I'm excited to use this, my first learning folder, for my preschooler and maybe even for my 2-year-old as the year goes on. So this is definitely, I consider it part of our curriculum because it's gonna be part of our schedule. So I'm excited to use it. And then I found this really neat spelling book at Sam's. And so it is ages 4 to 5, and it's My First Let's Spell. And it's got different flip cards in here. It's really cute. Like there's a picture of a cat, and they would go through and try to find the letters to spell the word cat. And so that would be good for my, definitely my first grader, that he could spell these on his own. But then also for my 4-year-old, down here, if you open it up, it says you can match the words. And so it shows you the words beside the animal. And so I might say, okay, let's do this one. And she'll have to find the picture of the rat. I'll say, okay, what is that? You know, a rat, and we're gonna figure out how to spell it, and to have her find the letters. And then I plan on going back and having her tell me the name of the letter and the sound of the letter, and then reading it together. And so she could do that for all of these. And I'm really excited because it's already teaching her those CVC words, and it's something that a 4-year-old can do. And so again, it's just these, it's all connected to this book, so it's all one piece. And I actually have it planned in her schedule to try to use this quite a bit, in addition to the other things that we're doing. And she can already start practicing on spelling just by using this little flip book. And so again, I got this at Sam's Club, My First Let's Spell, and I'm really excited for her to try it. I think she's gonna learn a lot, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So in addition to the workbooks and the flip book and the binder, I want her to have some hands-on activities, some games and different learning things. And so I recently posted a video, actually 2 videos, part 1 and part 2, about some of our top essentials for preschool and kindergarten. And in that we had different, like, you know, writing utensils and reading utensils, but I also had some different activities and games, so I'd encourage you to go check it out. And so one of the things I did mention in there was this Penguins on Ice game from Learning Resources, and we plan to use this a lot. So there's 10 of these icebergs, and each iceberg has 10 places, and then it comes with these cute little penguins. There's 100 penguins, 10 of each color. And so you can use them for multiple things, doing the 10 sticks, 10 frames. You can use them to do patterns. You can use them to do addition and subtraction. And so we really enjoy using these penguins. All of my kids love it when I get the penguins box out. Some other things, I didn't show this one on the video, the essentials video. This is something different. It's also by Learning Resources. I really like their stuff. This is a bunch of acorns. So it's 1 acorn for, I guess just kept the package in the box. This is 1 acorn for every letter of the alphabet. And they actually have the letter on the front. So I don't know if you can see, but this is the letter J on this one. And so then they open it up, and inside is a jar. And so each acorn has the W, has the whale. And so each acorn has a little item inside that goes with the letter that is on the outside. And so this is something that I can, you know, as we're learning our letter sounds, I can even use it for my first grader as well, that I can kind of put out there and take all of them out of the acorns, or even have them do that, and then say, all right, I want you guys to put them in the right acorns and match them up. And so this will take them a while because it's every letter of the alphabet. And another thing is they have the lowercase on the bottom. And so they have to match the top of the acorn with the acorn and put the right thing inside. It helps with their colors, but then also, not just because it's green does it match, you have to find out and make sure which green one it matches with. So it definitely takes some time, but they're learning their sounds, their letters, and how to match things up, and we really like this acorn set. And then we're also doing a co-op this year. On Tuesdays, she goes to a church preschool group. She gets to do that from ages 3 to 5. So she did it last year. She'll do it this year and next year, where it's just 3 hours of being with other kids her age at the church, people from all around. It's not just one church, but kiddos from all around come. They have a Bible class, a music class, snacks, crafts. And so she'll have that on Tuesdays. Wednesday, we're doing a co-op as a family, and so that's 3.5 hours of sensory class, learning her letters, math, doing games and crafts again, and so she'll be in that. And then Thursdays, for half an hour to 45 minutes, she's been part of a music class, and she loves this music class. She plays instruments, she learns little rhythm patterns that a little kid 5 and under can know, tonal patterns. And so in addition to the full week that she already has with different activities and a little bit of book work and some of these different binders and the games, we also have this box that we keep upstairs. It's kind of like our learning box, and it is full of kind of like preschool, kindergarten, even some first grade activities. And like this one right here is just different. It's an ice cream cone, and they have to put the right ice cream on there, like whatever the pattern card says. They match the pattern card separate, and they make the different ice creams in the right order. And so they love, having different ice creams have different flavors on them. Or this one right here, there's the number 9 on this spider. And so they have to take the legs, and they make the spider have 9 legs. And so we just have this box full of things like that. Not all of them have the clothespins. Some of them, I believe I have some kites in here that the kites have these tails on them, and you take the beads and whatever number the kite has on it, you put that amount of beads onto the kite. So just some fun, fine motor activities with letters, numbers, shapes. And so during the day, if there's some downtime or I have scheduled, a game or an activity, instead of just doing book work or different things like that, I'll say, okay, go pick you out a game from the box. And she can come up here and grab one of these, and she's still learning while playing. So I'm really excited for her to do these games. A lot of them she's already used. Some of them her brothers used. And so I'm excited for her to be able to use these to learn throughout the year. And if you would like to know what's in this box or how to make some of our favorite activities, learning activities for the younger kids, I actually have a video that I will place right here that you can click on that shows our top 10 favorite learning activities and how we put them together and how we use them. And so I would encourage you to click on that video, and I hope you can find an activity that you can use. And thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you were able to find something that will be helpful to use for your preschooler, and I would really appreciate it if you come back for our next video when we talk about our morning cart, and then we're gonna have a video talking about our morning menu. So I'm really excited to tell you all about our morning routine and what it looks like for this year. All right, we'll see you then. Bye.